What's up, Rewatchers?
Hi, I'm Dustin.
And I'm Lauren from Fashion Grunge, and we're here to tell you that the following podcast has strong adult language, so please keep in mind who around you can hear it.
Also, just a warning that there are spoilers ahead.
But it's been out for a long time. You really should have watched by now.
Exactly.
Enjoy.
Apparently, this is from 21. There's a Ranker article, and here's what the cast of Ghostwriter looks like now. And oh yeah, God, Alex looks the same.
And Lenny looks great.
She looks the same.
Yeah,
she looks
a lot
the same.
of the women look the most same.
Yeah, they look really good.
Julie Stiles and Matiana Morales looks exactly the same. I've seen another picture of her, and she has the same face shape, everything.
I love that Gabby's in a band with her husband.
That's she looks
really
badass too.
Yeah, she looks cool.
I could totally see Gabby doing that, like in real life.
That's cool. Yeah,
I love that stuff. Hello and welcome back to the Rewatch Recap. I am Dustin here with Lauren from Fashion Grunge. And I gave her a little grungy look, a little makeover now. And I hope you're liking your transformation.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm excited to be transformed and to be here for part 3.
New threads, everything.
Yeah, everything.
No, it's special. It's really special. So, okay, we're going to go back again to the 90s for another Ghostwriter episode. It's part of a campaign whole scenario, and like I said, I know we're probably all tired of the campaign scenarios by this point, but that's okay. We're going to get through it because this is kids' school stuff, and we're not going to worry about it too much.
Yeah, it was like there's a larger plot point happening here.
Yeah. So this is part 3 of To Catch a Creep. Okay, team, this is what's been happening on Ghostwriter, The Facts. Alex's campaign for school president is in jeopardy because some kid is running a smear campaign with flyers that says he sleeps at the Mickey Mouse nightlight, he cries at the sight of fried chicken, and he wrote love letters to his science teacher at some point. So Tina suggests they make a campaign video to help his reputation. Also, Ghostwriter found a love letter to Alex from one of the candidates named Nitu, so she's not a suspect anymore. Then Alex remembered that he told one of his pen pals about the love letters he wrote to his science teacher and nobody else. Because at first he thought it was all Gabby blabbing away, but it wasn't her. So the next thing they know is the new kid, who Alex suspects is doing it, is actually getting messages from Ghostwriter now. He sees, "Goodbye, Jamal," as Jamal's getting ready to leave the science lab. So this is their suspects. Janet, who has a secret plan to win. Jeffrey and Calvin, they're breaking some kind of school rule. One of the pen pals knows something, and that new kid is being all mysterious, but I mean, Ghostwriter's writing to him, so we don't know.
Yeah, so he can't be all bad, right?
Can't be that bad. So keep track of the clues because the Ghostwriter team is on the case. Ghostwriter!
Word.
We're back at school, y'all. We pick up where the new kid saw Ghostwriter's message saying goodbye to Jamal, and then Jamal starts like, what? And he kind of leaves, but then he looks back and he sees that Ghostwriter says, "Hello, Rob." And Jamal's like, what? And he runs out to the hall. He's leaving this kid to fend for himself against this thing. His mind is blown.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell?
I got to go tell some kids. So he goes out, and I'm like, way to drop the ball, Jenkins. And he goes out to write a rally message, immediately rally Jay, but the music starts even before he gets his pen and paper out. I'm like,
yeah,
get the rally started, and all right, do it. So we go over to Jamal's, and he's waiting, and all the kids show up at the same time. They always show up at the exact same time. You ever notice that?
Oh yeah, they're all the same place. They must just be at the same place.
Yeah. So they show up and like, what's going on? He's like, it wasn't my fault. I was only minding my own business. I'm like, why are you talking like this, Jamal? Like, calm down.
Yeah,
it wasn't my fault. I'm like,
no one
of course it
accused
wasn't your fault.
you.
Spit it out, son. So Jamal tells the team the new kid is named Rob, and he can see Ghostwriter now too. And they're like, what? And Alex is like, but Rob's a suspect. He's our enemy.
I
And
know.
like,
Damn.
And Tina's like, does that mean Ghostwriter's our enemy too? Like, what
Yeah, like what?
pull it together, kids. So Gabby's rambling. She's like, I love what she does. She was like, no, just because Ghostwriter messed up doesn't mean he's our enemy. Ghosts can make mistakes too. And I think about
I know.
like, calm
It's
down.
like Alex is like, why does she have to be here?
I will say that Gabby is my favorite character in this mystery.
Yeah, she's really funny.
For real. She's like the most real. She's like, no, ghosts can make mistakes too.
Mm-hmm. Let's not jump to conclusions, guys.
So the kids are like wondering, like, why did Ghostwriter let, Rob see him? And they're like, let's go ask him. So they ask, and he's like, ask Rob. Like, he's gonna know. Like, like he's not gonna
How
know.
weird that Ghostwriter tells each one to ask the other.
I know. It's
It's like, ask Jamal, ask Rob.
So they can't make it. They can't ask Rob till Monday at school, but they plan on recording Alex's campaign video the first thing in the morning. Meanwhile, Jamal can't make it because he's not going to be making the recording because he's starting karate class at the community youth center.
This is a random.
It's a really random thing.
Tangent that this half story that they went on.
I don't really know why, but I guess maybe to fill time. I don't know. So he thinks he's badass already, and he starts kicking and punching the air. And I'm like, why are they putting swooshing sounds?
Yeah.
Editors, like, what's that? It's a damn kung fu movie or something.
Yeah, it is weird.
And Alex goes, yeah, like, turn around and run away. And all the kids would do the most horrible fake laugh. It wasn't, oh God. So we cut to the next day, and Jamal shows up to this karate class. He's already got like the whole garb on. I can't remember what you call them. What do you call them?
The belt. And
the whole white outfit. And he's got, I'm like,
I don't know what that's called. The top and the bottom. I don't know.
Did they buy these? Like, did they afford it? Were they given to them?
It says youth center, so I'm assuming it's free.
Like they can use them and just, I guess.
He sounds like he has done something before, or like he's kind of like, oh, I've watched enough movies, like I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, have you taken karate before? Or
yeah.
You're an enthusiast. Also, another thing, I don't know when this happened, but I wrote it down. I do love that they're all confused about Rob being a suspect, but he's like a peripheral suspect. But then I wrote, like, why would he care about this election? He seems like he's 25, and he's like, I just transferred here. I'm too cool to get roped up in your bullshit.
He's a owner. He's by himself. Like, I don't care, guys.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. I just moved here. I don't even know you. Like, I don't care to know you either. I'm just gonna kill time till I get to high school. Basically.
So yeah. Anyway, so Gabby's there too at this karate thing, and he's like, oh hey Gabby. He's like, yeah, she figured she'd try it too. And she's, I'm a little nervous, and he mocks her. He was like, oh, don't worry, you won't break any bones. She's like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'd be like, what?
And then the sensei shows up and teaches them about respect at the dojo and how they should greet each other by bowing. And he does this thing where I've never seen anybody do this other than on Ghostwriter, ever, at a dojo or any kind of karate class. I've been in karate classes and taekwondo. They don't ever do this. They bow like normal, but he puts his fists out and does, hey!
Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, what is that? Is that something?
I always laugh at Gabby doing it. She was the first one who does it. She does it and her hair just flops.
Yeah, her ponytail.
I was like, and so he was, first of all, karate is for defense only, not for picking fights. I'm like, okay, cool, good. That's a good thing that the kids need to learn, because this karate is getting really big around this time for kids to start learning.
Yeah, and
Karate Kid and all that stuff.
Karate Kid, yeah, 80s, yeah.
So, okay, we hop over to the park and we get this montage of them shooting all the stuff for Alex's video, the stuff we saw on the storyboard.
It was really funny, but it was a mess.
Yeah, and it's weird because then you see him eating fried chicken with a smile, and you can tell that's Tina's little sister. She says, I'm so scared, you're brave,
But it's weird that his smear was like, eating fried chicken makes him cry, but now he's like, yeah, I'm eating the chicken now. I don't care about my pet. Like, I was like, why would you? It should be like him with a pet chicken. Like,
like
I love animals. Yeah, like, I love animals, not like, fuck
this.
KFC,
like, I love you.
Yeah, I know. Now he's like, this. Yeah, I eat the chicken now. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to eat the chicken.
And what's with this remix of like, it's too dark. It's too dark.
Yeah.
I'm like,
a mess.
Like some weird TikTok thing going on.
Yeah, it was like such a mess.
We go back over to the karate class, and they're practicing this punch and blocking thing, and this sensei is like intense. And
Yeah,
he's like
he's really like
yelling.
scary.
He's yelling, "Hey, hey!" I'm like, calm down, dude.
These are kids.
I know it's a bit extra. And so Gabby accidentally punches Jamal and knocks the wind out of
Knocks the
him.
wind out. Yeah.
He gives her this like death stare, like, "I'm gonna get you for this."
Yeah, like you embarrassed me.
I don't understand. But anyway, we go back over to the Fernandezes, and Gabby comes home from the class, and Alex is like, "How was the class?" She's like, "I might go back. I don't know." And he's looking through the love letters, or excuse me, the pen pal letters, and all this that he wrote the secret stuff to. And she's like, "I can help." And he's like, No. This is personal info. You cannot read this." And she's like, "Fine. Then you can save time. Why don't you skim the words?" And he's like, "What? Look for keywords." And he starts to do it. Then he's like, "Wait, I know how to make this go faster." I'm like, start using that noggin, kid. You have a magical, ghostly thing that can help you. He writes down all these keywords like nightlight, love poems, chicken, crying, right? And he's skimming on his own. You see Ghostwriter sort of skimming. And what's funny is that he finds it and not Ghostwriter.
I know.
And it's from some girl, Catherine Brody in Texas. And so
There's also like a 20-minute scene of him cycling through all these letters. I was like,
Oh my
how
God.
many? Why was it such a long scene that he has so many? We saw on the map already that he's got at least like 20, if not 25. Like, there are a lot. I was like, how does he do this?
And how did you start these? How did you find these pen pals?
How long have you been doing it? How long have you been writing these girls? Like, it's only girls. You don't have a guy just to be like, hey, I'm a boy and you're a boy. Like, they're all girls. Like, okay. Usually at that age, it doesn't really matter. The gender doesn't really matter. You could be like, oh, I'm a boy. What comics are you into? Or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, they're girls. Like, he's only writing to girls. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, you have friends, I mean, I can understand one or two pen pals, but all of them, you got friends in real life, Alex.
Yeah, wouldn't you be writing all the time? Like, you'd be getting letters all the time.
Are you that bored?
You have Ghostwriter, and you live in Brooklyn, and you work at your parents' store. Like,
you have things to do.
Yeah, you have like and a job. Like, underage. You have like you're like 14, and they're making you work in the store.
Well, this is, I think, the last time we ever hear about the pen pals, so I guess maybe it's
it is. Yeah, it's just
I'm not telling anybody more of my stuff. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, well, that's smart.
So yeah, he finds he mentioned that the science teacher love letter to Catherine. He's like, oh, so he looks at more of her letter. He told her all this other stuff too, all the nightlight and the chicken and all that stuff. And so he's like, yeah, she's the one. And I can understand Gabby's like, don't blame her. You don't know for sure that she did it, but like, this is pretty damning evidence, right? Like, it's all right there.
Who else would it be?
Who had all that information. So we go back to the computer lab, and Rob is trying to make sense of what he saw. And he's like, I don't even know if I saw it, right? He's writing, and he's saying, words that fly, hanging in air. Maybe a friend? And then all of a sudden, bling, Ghostwriter shows up and says, hi, I am your friend. And it's like, that's creepy as hell.
I just wrote, Rob is so cool. He's this cool poet. He's like on his own working in the computer lab. I was like, he's wearing this plaid shirt making haikus. I was like, he is Jordan Catalano. Like, I was obsessed with him.
Jordan could read.
But that's right. If Jordan could read and write. Yeah, but Jordan he just seemed very like, very much like the sad boy. The kind of start of like that slacker sad boy that you're like, oh, he's so nice though. And he writes. He's a writer.
He's the New York lonely boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
Girls Five Eva?
No.
It's on Girls Five Eva. They're like, they have like a one child, and they're like, oh, you got yourself a New York lonely boy, because he's like he knows all the doormen, he knows all these sophisticated things, and he's only like 5. And you're like, what? Yeah. They know all these things, and they're really sophisticated and stuff. And then they had this whole song, New York Lonely Boy. And it's like, it's hilarious.
What year is that? Is that before Gossip Girl?
No, it's like past couple of years. They're all on Netflix.
Oh, so is it from Gossip Girl? Because that's what Dan was called. Oh, okay. Dan was Lonely Boy.
It has nothing to do with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just it's a spoof on like girls pop groups from the early 2000s and how they're trying to make a comeback.
Oh, that's cool.
And they have the funniest songs, and it's got like it's Sarah Bareilles and Busy Phillips and
oh, cool.
And what's her face from Renee Elise Goldsberry. She was in Hamilton on Broadway. She's been a lot of
okay, I didn't see that.
It's a Tina Fey production kind of thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's all
That's
on
cool.
Netflix if you want to check it out.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, back to Rob. So yeah, he's like, whoa, and he pushes himself back, and he's whoa, like it's so overdramatic.
I
It's like
know. It is
it's a
pretty
cool
creepy
visual though.
though.
It
Yeah, it is
is.
pretty creepy though. I'd be like, whoa, holy shit.
So he gets up and he reluctantly types with one finger, but he types it fast, faster than anybody else types with all their fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Show. That's what amazes me. He's like, who are you? And he gets, my friends call me Ghostwriter. And he's like, how do you know my name? And Ghostwriter says, I read your fine poems. And Rob gets pissed.
Yeah.
My poems are private. And Ghostwriter's like, I'm sorry. And Rob asks, why can't everyone see you? And Ghostwriter says, talk to Jamal.
Yeah, ask Jamal.
I'm like, and Rob's like, Jamal hates me. Jamal doesn't hate you. He never said he hated you.
No. But he was with the guy who pointed in your face that said, you!
Yeah. And
So
he
I
also
guess
ignored
by
him to
default.
his face. So I would think that person hates me. If I ignore somebody to their face, yeah, they're probably going to hate me.
Yeah. That's what I would totally think.
So we go to lunch, and Alex is telling, he's sitting with Jamal, and he's telling about the pen pal with Catherine and how she knows all this stuff, and how would she tell his secrets to somebody here? And he feels like a sucker because she seems so nice. And Jamal wonders why a girl in Texas would care about the school election here, right? Which is good thinking. And Rob shows up and says, Jamal, can I speak with you alone? And Alex is like giving the get lost vibe, right? And Rob says, look, Ghostwriter told me to talk with you. And Alex is like, Ghostwriter? And Jamal tells him, sit down. And Rob's like, I don't, it happened in the computer lab, and I just don't, and by the way, does this kid know? Like, he's talking to Jamal about,
yeah, he's like,
know?
What about this kid right here?
And Alex is like, I knew Ghostwriter long before you.
This was intense. This whole lunchroom exchange was intense. Yeah.
That BDE, I guess. And tells Jamal, like, stop talking to Rob. He's a suspect. He had that confession. And Rob says, I didn't do anything. And Alex says, prove it. And Rob gets tough and stands up and like hovers over Alex. He's like, I don't have to prove anything to you. Which, to be honest, is like the toughest Rob ever gets this entire show.
Yeah, it's true. He's
like,
usually
he calms down
after
after this. He's very defensive in this one. So, I mean, I felt like,
for good reason.
They're going to scrap.
Good reason.
Yeah.
You're like accusing me of doing I didn't do anything. I'm minding my own business, and somehow I'm roped into all of your drama, and I just transferred here, and I'm 25 and I got bills to pay, so I don't have time for this. I'm trying to write
I gotta make it time here, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to like write my little poems, get in some greeting cards, support my family, and you all are out
making
here.
Some homeless friends on the street pretty soon, so let's.
Who is it? Oh, that's him, right? Double T? Is that him and Double T? Yeah. I was gonna say it was him.
So Jamal's like, cool down, guys. We can figure this out. And so Rob pulls out the short story he was writing, which what they read was the last bit that he had written for it. And he's like, oh. And Alex is like, I thought this was a confession. I'm sorry I was being such a dick to you. And he apologizes. And Rob's like, no sweat. And Jamal's like, well, how does the story end?
Well, we read it. So what's happening?
What's going on?
I don't know.
So they introduce themselves officially, and Rob says his last name is Baker, and Ghostwriter shows up with a message, and Rob's like, Ghostwriter! Like, they always do that. That's like the first time they see him again.
It's exciting, yeah.
Right? And it says, do you want this clown to be your president? And now it's like, oh, God. And so he gets up and he storms off, and he goes creep hunting, as he puts it. And in the hall, he finds Janet talking about a top secret meeting. And she starts whispering when she sees him to the kid she's talking to. And then she runs off. And he's like, hey, Janet, wait. And she's going down to the basement. She won't stop. He's like, Janet, stop. And then like these softball girls like cut in front of him. Janet, stop. Janet, stop.
Yeah.
And he like loses her in the basement.
In the weird like hellmouth basement like in Buffy. I was like, is this the same
boiler room? Yeah.
Yeah, the boiler room.
Freddy's down there or something. And so then we hear that damn I am one of you.
Like,
I am one of you. And
if you were trying to be like inconspicuous, what the are you doing playing that song?
And like
on
doing this
repeat.
Horrible, like bust a move, bust a move. Like
yeah, like what?
So yeah, he comes in, he finds this room downstairs, and Jeffrey's doing this horrible like hip hop thing, and he's got like a bucket hat on, and he's got like the one strap overall thing that was so big in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm surprised that never came back, to be honest. But
Overalls aren't really a thing anymore.
or cover, they're overall, yeah, they're overalls. But you know what I
Overalls,
mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't come back. It's
The
gonna
one
come back. It's
strap.
going to.
Yeah,
At some
it
point.
has to. Yeah, it has to.
Just like suspenders and stuff, you know. So Alex confronts him, and then Calvin comes in, and they're like, "You're not supposed to have, campaign headquarters on school property. That's against the rules." Like, oh, is this the rules they were talking about? Maybe they're breaking.
Which somehow like doesn't get shut down. Like, I was like,
Still?
wait, how come you're not telling teacher? Like, not to be a tattle, but like, come on, this isn't a fair election at all. And like,
No.
there are all these things happening, and like, no, there's no oversight. There's no like one teacher that's in charge of. There usually is a teacher
The
assigned to like,
sponsor, the
yeah,
election.
like the election, yeah, so that the problems, but I guess not.
So anyway, cocky ass Calvin kicks him out, right? And we go back to the karate dojo, and Jamal shows up, but he's like, the sensei's like, "You gonna join us?" And he's like, "I don't know." And Gabby shows up a little late, and the sensei's like, "Let me talk to you about the ego." And he's like, "It's about pride, and your pride was hurt, Jamal, because of Gabby." And Gabby's like, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "No, it's not your fault. You don't know anything." And Jamal's like, "Yeah, I got hit by a little kid." She goes, "Stop calling me a little kid." And he's like, Sensei was like, "It was an accident. You both have things to learn, right? And this is why we say leave your ego at the door. It's a class, not a competition." And I kind of like the sub stories in this mystery because of the things that they're teaching, right?
Yeah, I like that. I wrote for this one, I was like, Jamal's having this like weird existential crisis about like karate and what this means and his ego. And it's probably when you first learn about what an ego is. You don't know what an ego is really. Like, you know that you feel some kind of way, but you don't know how it like plays out in other situations. And it teaches sportsmanship,
Mhm.
don't quit, that's not what it's about. You can learn. So yeah, it is pretty cool. I was like, this is a deep journey for this kid. It's a whole lot going on.
True dat. So we go back to school as Janet has her secret meeting, and Alex is like, "Oh, I got to find out what's going on in the secret meeting," right? And so he grabs a chair. They close the door to this classroom, and he grabs a chair, and he climbs up because there's like a window that kind of partially opens above the door, and he climbs up, and he accidentally kicks the chair out. So he's just hanging there.
Yeah, he's like hanging there.
And he's like, "I want to listen to what they're saying." And Janet's like swearing everybody into secrecy inside. He's like, "Oh," and so he's scrambling, trying to stay up and not fall. And he actually
They would
kind of
hear
bumps.
that. They would
I
hear
mean,
the door, like your feet kicking the door or something.
for real. And so she's like, "What is that?" She heard something. She goes to open the door, and Alex is like, "I gotta get up." Into part 3. Ooh. Will Alex get caught? Will Rob become part of the team?
I
Will they catch the
know.
smearer? Will Gabby punch Jamal again?
I know. Please.
Like, subscribe, and come back next week for the exciting conclusion of To Catch a Creed.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Cool.